If you want to create more success in your life, then you first need to become a person that attracts more success. And today in this video, that's exactly what we're going to talk about doing. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Carly. I am a mindset and a life upgrade mentor. I teach you how to reinvent yourself and rebrand your identity by rewiring your thought patterns and changing your belief systems about yourself so that you can start creating the life that you desire. So we're going to touch on a couple of different things here today that all tie into how you can start creating more success in your life. First thing being, you need to define what success means to you. The definition of success is subjective. Every person is going to have a different definition of what success looks like to them, right? One person might think fancy cars is success, where another person might just think having the freedom to travel is success or having time freedom is success. And this part's really important because number one, you want to make sure that you are defining your own success so that you have a clear path of what you're after and you're not going after some definition of success that's not even yours. You know, in this society that we are living in today with social media, we have access to a lot of lives of successful people, and it makes people feel down on themselves because they feel like they're not at this level of success, but like that level of success isn't even what they necessarily define as success. This is like a huge realization that I had in my life years ago where, you know, I was feeling really down on myself by comparing myself to people on social media, and I had to wake up one day and be like, wait, I'm comparing my level of success to a person's level of success that like isn't even mine. Like, why am I looking at this person who has 8 cars and defining my level of success based on the fact that I don't have that? Like, I don't care to have 8 cars. That's not what success means to me. So that's one reason why defining your definition of success is so important. And the second being, you need clarity on what it is that you are after in life so that you can have a plan of action of how to get there. How do you expect to become more successful if you don't even know the success you're after? That's like trying to get from point A to point Z with no roadmap and no even knowledge of where point Z is. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? So you need to gain clarity and define your own definition of what success means to you. Have you ever asked yourself that question? Like, what does success mean to me? I really invite you to do a journal prompt after watching this video of what does success mean to me, or even sitting and doing like a little meditation session on it. So now that you've gotten clarity on what your definition of success is, what you need to do now is you need to become the version of yourself who has that level of success before actually achieving it. You need to adopt the mindsets, the belief systems, the habits, the feelings, the actions of that version of you that lives that level of success. You've created the movie and set the scene of what this successful life looks like to you. Now you need to insert yourself as the character inside of it, okay? You living that version of your life. How do they think? How do they feel? What do they believe about themselves? How do they act? How do they move? How do they perceive reality? You're going to get very clear on the characteristics of that version of you, and then you are going to start becoming and embodying those characteristics right now. So many people in this world have it backwards, and that is why a lot of people find themselves chasing success constantly, is because they are chasing a reality that they have not become the version of to match it, or maintain it, or keep it, or be it, or live in it. You need to become that version of you first. When you become the version of yourself that lives the most successful version of your life, then the most successful version of your life has no choice but to eventually come to your fruition. Like, it's inevitable. Think about it. If you right now embody the characteristics and the habits and the thought patterns and the belief systems, and you move like the most successful version of yourself, then you're going to keep inching forward to the most successful version of your life. A big theme that you hear me talking about on my channel all the time is that we are programmed to seek external validation to be who we are, and that is incorrect. You're waiting for something outside of you to define your success. You're waiting until you have the cars or the dream house or the dream love life or, you know, $1 million in your bank account, whatever your definition of success is. You're waiting to see that in order for you to feel like you are successful. How do you expect to ever get the thing that brings you the success if you are not the person? You have to become the identity of the person first. And this is also why a lot of people get really successful and then they lose it all because they did not do the identity work to actually maintain and keep the level of success that they achieved. We're not in the business here of becoming wildly successful and then losing it all, okay? We are in the business here of becoming wildly successful and then staying wildly successful for the rest of our lives, so on and so forth. So asking yourself, how does the most successful version of me think? What do they believe about themselves? What do they believe about their lives? What actions do they take? How do they move through the world? How do they perceive reality? What's their view on money, on business, on life, on luxury, on what it is they feel like they deserve to have? And that is the mindset that you need to start adopting right now. You need to be in total alignment with that version of you before you have any external proof, because you don't need any external proof to start changing the way that you think and feel and believe about yourself in your life. You get to decide that right now. You get to change your own mind. And that's really how manifestation works. The word manifestation has gotten so overfluffed, but truly, like, the key of manifestation is you are aligning with the desire that you want by becoming the desire that you want and aligning to the frequency and the energy of it. And you are not letting anything in your current 3D external reality shake you or knock you out of that alignment, because you live in the knowing state that as long as you maintain alignment with it, then you will have it. Point blank, period. On the topic of manifestation, while it just came up, I think when it comes to success, there's two extreme sides of the camps, and then, there's everything in between. But the one extreme side when it comes to success is like, you have to hustle, hustle, hustle and work hard, and you have to sacrifice like 22-hour work days, 2 hours of sleep a night, order Uber Eats instead of cooking food because that'll save you time so that you can focus more on your business and making more money and becoming more successful, yada, like really, really hardcore, extreme hustle, hustle, hard work culture. And then you have the other side of the camp where you're like, oh, just meditate on it, just manifest, just think about you really wanting it and then it'll come to you. You don't have to work hard at all. You just have to desire it and believe in it hard enough and it will actually happen for you. I like to think the way that I teach and the way that I perceive things is a collab of both. And, not to say that I'm like more right than anybody else, but, my logic behind that is we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So when we can combine our human experience with our spiritual experience, then we're just going to be able to optimize what it is that we can create in this reality. So with that being said, finding the balance of taking aligned action in your life. Okay, it's going to take some discipline. It's going to take some consistency. It's going to take you showing up in what it is that you do in your day-to-day life. Like, you want to have the habits of a successful person. You want to be taking the action that a successful person does. I'm not saying that it should feel like this struggle and this grueling process as you're doing it. It should actually be fun, because it's fun when you are working towards the goal and the desire that you want. That's where I think it gets a little bit lost of like, it has to be this thing that just drains the life out of you if you're ever going to make it in life. Like, I don't believe that to be true, but I do believe that, like, yeah, you got to do a little something, something. An analogy that I love is, let's say your desire is a cake. You're like, all right, I really want this cake. Like, let's do it. That's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm calling into my reality. Life gives you all the ingredients to make the cake. It gives you the cake mix, it gives you the eggs, it gives you the whisk, it preheats the oven for you. It sprays down the pan with nonstick spray. And you're sitting there like, all right, well, I want the cake. Where's the cake? Like, life has given you all of the ingredients right in front of you. You just have to put in the action to put them all together. And again, your goal is to be existing in your day-to-day life as the identity of your most successful self. Does your most successful self stress about whether or not they're successful or not? No, they know that they're successful. Do they stress about money? Do they stress about whether or not it's going to work? Do they doubt themselves if they're going to make it? No, they've already made it. They already have the success. Do they stress about the details? Do they stress about when it's going to happen? No, they just show up and exist as their most successful self every single day. And that's exactly what you need to start doing too, because when you do that and when you operate from the identity of your most successful self and you have the thoughts, you have the belief systems, you have the mindsets, you take action like that person. And when you live in that spiritual knowing state of having faith that it is yours, it's inevitable. If you keep showing up in this way every single day, it has no choice but to meet you. And there's nothing that you need to worry about. And there's nothing that you need to doubt yourself for, because you already know and trust and believe that it is yours. That is literally going to turn you into a super magnet to success. There is a version of reality where you are living at your most successful self. You just have to align to match it. So to summarize, step one, you are going to gain clarity on what success means to you. And you're going to create this movie in your mind, this image of you living your most successful life. What does that look like? Step two, you're going to create the character of the version of you that is your most successful self. Step three, you're going to start aligning yourself and embodying the identity of the most successful version of you now and showing up in your day-to-day life consistently in that way. And throughout all of that, you are going to hold true in the state of knowingness that what you want will ultimately be yours, that your success is inevitable, and that by you showing up every single day like this, then you will be a magnet to your success and it has no choice but to find you. And if you really want to take things a step further with this type of self-concept and subconscious reprogramming work, then definitely check out the the link that is below this video. It's going to take you to my group coaching program called the Life Upgrade Accelerator. I walk you through the exact process of how to rewire your thought patterns and change your belief systems about yourself so that you can start attracting more abundance, success, love, money, whatever it is that you want to attract for yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. If there's anything that I can ever do for you at all, or if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. Now go step into your success identity, and I will see you in the next video.